Hello everyone, this is just a quick video that I wanted to make for Cheryl, Hirsch, and anybody else who wants to make this dish. This is a Russian kind of base dish with pasta and buckwheat groats. I sent Cheryl a box of those, so I thought maybe I'd give her some ideas on what to do with them if she didn't already know what she wanted to do. And I am absolutely certain that Cheryl already knows the basics of cooking, so it may not be exact. And I usually eyeball a lot of ingredients myself, but hey, this is called Varnishkes, and it is a bow tie pasta and buckwheat groat dish. So I will list ingredients in the description, guys. So here we go. Crack an egg into the bowl. Beat the egg as usual with a fork or a whisk. Just beat the crap out of it any way you choose. And in your skillet, you want to put a cup of the medium grain kasha, or you could use the fine or the large grain too, but medium grain is what I'm using. And then you pour in your egg that's already beaten, and you kind of stir it to coat everything. Just kind of coat it all. You don't put any oil, butter, or anything in this. You just coat it so it looks kind of like sand coated with egg. And then you just leave it in there, stir it occasionally until all the egg is dry and absorbed and coated on the kasha. While you're doing that, in the meantime, you can put 2 cups of water, or you can put 2 cups of bouillon, vegetable bouillon, beef, chicken, whatever you like, or 1 cup of bouillon and 1 cup of water if you like. That's what I did. And then you want to boil that until it's a full boil. Cooking our egg-coated kasha in the pan. Just kind of mixing it up and getting everything dry, because as soon as that is done, and as soon as your bouillon or water is fully boiled, you're going to pour the liquid into this. Okay, now guys, it doesn't matter if you make this pasta before or after your kasha is finished, but you're going to want to make a couple servings of farfalle pasta, or it's also called bow tie pasta. And you can see why it's called bow tie pasta, except bow ties aren't pinking sheared on the ends, but yeah, that's what it is. Just make a couple cups of that, a couple cups cooked, so maybe a cup dry. Put it to the side, let it cool off. It doesn't really matter, because you got to make your kasha and your pasta, and then you're going to put them together. Now when your bouillon or water starts to get warm, you want to add to that 2 tablespoons of butter. Use real butter. Guys, don't use margarine unless there's a health reason for it for you. Real butter makes this taste the way it should. 2 tablespoons. Don't skimp on the butter with this dish. You also want to put about 1/4 of a teaspoon of fresh ground black peppercorns. And you want to put, depending on your tastes, 1/8 to 1/4 teaspoon of salt into the bouillon, guys. And then we're still working on our kasha. This is getting done now. It's dry, you see. All the egg is getting absorbed nicely. Meanwhile, our butter and bouillon is getting ready to boil here. I'm also going to grate some pepper in this. I'm eyeballing my pepper as well, but you don't have to do that. If you want to be exact and measure it, go ahead. Thing is, it's really just to your liking, to your tastes, but this dish is supposed to have a lot of black pepper in it if you really want to make it the way it's supposed to be. Okay, guys, and now the kasha is all absorbed, all of the egg. It's dry, it's finished. This is boiling here, so we're going to pour all of this liquid right on top of this. Looks like a lot, but it will absorb it and it'll be perfect. Under the liquid, some of that butter didn't melt. That's okay, it will. If it doesn't, I'm going to be scared of that butter because it's hot in here. There we go, and now we're just going to let it sit. It's supposed to be covered, so I am going to cover it. I just wanted to show you guys, and it will absorb all of that nicely. I will show you what it's done. Stir it occasionally if you're going to make this, okay? Just so it doesn't stick or anything. All right, and while that is absorbing all of the liquid, you want to take a yellow or a sweet onion, halve it, use 1/2 of the onion, dice that pretty finely, and you want to take about 3 or 4 cloves of garlic, mince those very finely. See, I'm hitting my camera. That's why I don't film cooking videos in this tiny kitchen. Everybody wants me to, but I'm telling you right now, I don't have the space. I'm trying my best, guys. Now, this is a recipe mostly for Cheryl Hirsch because I sent Cheryl a box of the same kind of buckwheat kasha that I have. And I just wanted to give her an idea of what kind of things she could do with it. This is a Russian dish called Varnishkes, or Varnishkes. I don't know how to pronounce it exactly, but that's what it is. It's bowtie pasta with buckwheat groat kasha, onion, garlic, spice. It's supposed to have parsley. I don't have any parsley, but keep in mind you should put fresh parsley in this, not powdered. But anybody can use this recipe. It doesn't have to be Cheryl, but if Cheryl has gone this far in her existence without knowing how to dice and mince, I think something's wrong. Cheryl knows how to do these things. If somebody out there doesn't know what dicing means, it just means to make little squares out of an onion. Mince means very, very finely chopped garlic, okay? Cheryl knows these things. I just wanted to show a little bit of it. Cheryl's a very smart woman. Knows a lot more than I do about a lot more than I do. She knows how to make some pasta. Okay, guys, now you put the onions in the pan first because garlic only takes a second to cook. Look, guys, kasha cooking is messy, guys. It gets all over the place. Be prepared for that. To make these onions the way you want them to taste, you're going to have to put more black pepper. I actually added more into here off camera as well. Like I said, it's to your tastes. You're going to want to put a pat of butter in there. Yes, yes, more butter. A little bit of olive oil. Just to coat the onions. You don't need a lot because there's the butter. Just a sprinkling of salt, like a pinch. A couple tablespoons of sherry. And you're going to want to put a little bit of sugar. Doesn't matter if it's brown sugar or white sugar or any other sugar you might want to pick. You just have to put a little bit of sugar. And to that, you're just going to want to add a little tiny bit of vinegar. Red wine vinegar is preferable to any other for this. I can't find my red wine vinegar. Don't you just love when your ingredients vanish? So I'm going to put some of this Italian vinegar. Trust me, you don't need a lot. I would say not even a teaspoon. Now they will caramelize because there's sugar in it. This is still on like a medium to high heat, guys. You just let that absorb all that liquid, caramelize, get golden and beautiful, and then we'll do our garlic after that. All right, and once your onions start looking about like this, see? A little bit golden, but not quite absolutely finished yet, because you don't want to burn them. Move them to the side, and then you're going to put your garlic on the other side of the pan, because garlic cooks really quickly. So it just needs to be in there for a minute or so. Make sure you don't let these onions burn while this is cooking quickly. I might have waited a few seconds too long to put the garlic in because I'm filming, but you get the idea. That is done. These are definitely done. And now, just move it around so it doesn't burn. Garlic is sensitive. So all you really want to do next is just kind of put your garlic and your onion in your kasha mix. This dish can also contain ground beef, pieces of meat of some sort. It can also, dark meat is probably best. It can have beef broth in it if you like. You can add mushrooms, vegetables, whatever you want. But what it really has to have in it is the pasta. Mix it around. Turn the heat down a little bit so things don't get sticking to the pan like mine is. And while it's cooking, you can add a little more oil if you like. If you don't like your food too oily, don't put too much. I like a lot of olive oil. And that makes a mountain of food. It also makes a big mess sometimes. And if you want to make it with meat in it, I would suggest a half a pound of ground beef, braise it or something, or just season it up and fry it in a pan and throw it in. Or better yet, you could take some beef or some steak, and you could, or maybe a piece of roast, and you could put it in a pan with some beef stock, kind of cook it down until the liquid is absorbed and put that in. I would suggest adding some mushrooms of some sort, or some vegetables if you're liking. This is just the base to make a meal out of. It's very, very good. I have had this before. See, I told you, it's messy, but it's worth it. And this is enough for several people. And this is made with the Wolf's brand buckwheat that I sent you, Cheryl, so it should work if you want to try it. If you want another recipe or you want some suggestions beside this, I have a few more. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, you can put some more butter in it if you want. Hey, I know I'm going to because I have good cholesterol, but if you don't do that. I think it's lovely. So, yeah, thumbnail. I will talk to you all soon, and I hope you get your package okay, Cheryl.